Hello, welcome to the stream. Xenoblade is on the brain, so I guess I'm gonna play some more Xenoblade tonight. You know, I've already been playing Xenoblade, and I want to play more Xenoblade because that's what having Xenoblade on the brain is like. I can't stop thinking about this game. Okay, maybe I'm overselling it a little bit. I am enjoying my time with the game, so we might as well continue to make progress here. Alrighty, so surprise, surprise, I'm still in chapter 3, and if you notice now, I am the trend of me being over leveled is continuing here, so I'm level 42 now, which is fine. You have to understand, I think generally the highest level enemies in the area that I'm in right now are in the 40s, so I've been really enjoying my time exploring. So anyway, here's the map. I just want to show how much of the map I have uncovered here. I have all of this. I was able to go back through the cave here. Bedana Desert. I pretty much have covered every inch of the Bedana Desert, except for that one tiny spot right here, which is irrelevant. All the way up here. In addition, I've been able to now go over more of this area here. All the way. Actually made an approach through here. I stopped around here. This is where colony Iota is, right here. Oh, I want to show you the best thing. The best thing. Let me travel up here. I should have started the stream from right here. I forgot about it, but... check it out. I finally made it all the way up here. At the top of the fingertip. The very top of the Mechonis finger. The very same one from Fallen Arm. I mean, of course it's the same one. I'm surprised the grading is still here. Because I'll be honest, I really don't know what the time scale is here. It hasn't really been revealed in the game yet. I mentioned that I am kind of going through this a little bit blind, without spoilers, so I don't... I mean, the only things I really know about are what is from the trailers, and the Nintendo Direct, and from the official channels. That's the only stuff I know about what's coming in the game. Really. Every time I come across something new, it's kind of a nice little surprise. And this is a nice little surprise, to see that this piece from the first Xenoblade Chronicles still exists. So this was a nice little nostalgic trip to come all the way up here. And yes, you climb up the same way you did back in the first game, up a long climb up the inside of the finger. So all this stuff is still here. Now, Colony Iota, I don't think you can quite see it from here. It is... yeah, you can't quite see it from here. But if you look straight down that way, where Noah's kind of pointing, that's where the gate is. The colony is kind of behind that arch of that rock wall right there. So, but anyway, that's some of that. So anyway, This was a nice little find. There's a little bit in this cave I haven't gone down all the way in yet, but... And I did explore... I can't get it from here. Victoria's Hollow. I've been through here. Just a little cave system. Marked out one unique monster, which I'll have to come back and fight later. I marked it out. And it comes up to a locked door. So I don't know exactly what's inside here yet. I guess that'll open up later on in the story. The other thing was this Millio trick cavern. This was accessed from the desert. And this had like some puzzle doors in it. Nothing really major in here. It's another little cave system. Anyway, okay. The plan for tonight. I've been staying away from all these question mark things because I want to save those for the stream, because I figure a lot of these are going to be for story events for the heroes. I know at least one of them is, because I ran into it by accident, and I went ahead and backed out to an earlier save so I can save that for the stream tonight. So we're going to investigate the question mark things tonight, excluding the one down here. This one involves, I can tell you right now, it involves rebuilding the giant robot we thrashed in the last part we played. And we're rebuilding Valdi's robot. I think it's called Dork. And it's going to be a friendly robot. Apparently it'll be an ally at some point, so I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. But you have to collect items, and I don't think we have everything we can collect for that until we get further into the game, so that's where I'm at. So we have this right here. I don't know what this is. We have this here. This is some Agnes soldiers. One of them's a unique monster boss. So we'll do that. Do this. And we're gonna tackle Colony Iota tonight because I'm high enough level now where I can do this. Because this is all level 40 enemies in this area. And hopefully I can get Alexandria. I believe she's there. And we can go back to Colony 9 now. And apparently there's some stuff there on this one here. We're gonna do this one here. Because I managed to explore all the way up here. And we do have a sort of a side main mission here to go back to Colony 9 here. So why don't we do this stuff up in... Yeah, I still can't go this way. Why don't we do this stuff over here first? Do that and do this. Actually, you know what? We'll do this one first, because this is not too far off the beaten path. Because I already know what that one is. Because that's one I ran into accidentally while I was exploring. It's somebody we've already, if you've already seen the direct trailers, it's somebody we already know is there. So let's go ahead and do that, get that out of the way. I tell you what, once I got the ability to climb, a lot of the map opened up for me. So I'm glad I got that ability. Now the only thing left is to figure out how to do the sliding wire thing, which I guess I need another hero to do that, I assume, so. And most of my characters are maxed out on their classes too, by the way. I've had Valdi this entire time. Maybe hard to believe, but yes, I've had Valdi the entire time. I know he's been helpful. It's nice to have like a third healer. But it's time to get some more people to join the team. Let's see. Oh, it's up there.
Finally, it let up.
I'm definitely at this point now where I want to get some more heroes. Oh, and I've seen like I haven't really been spoiling stuff. I've been keeping a general eye on what people are talking about the game. Some people say that yeah, it is easy to be over leveled in this game, and I kind of agree to a point. If you're doing a lot of exploring and trying to do everything, yes, you're going to be over leveled. That was the same. The same thing happened in the previous two games. See, I'm somebody who takes my time with these games and try to explore every square inch of the map because I enjoy exploring. That's what I do. That's where I find my enjoyment. As a result, yes, I do get overleveled Now, some people have said that it makes learning the classes harder. I haven't really had that problem. Okay, just to be clear, if you feel like it's taking too long to learn classes, you can always use your Nopon coins to give yourself a boost. So, like, anytime I come across the monsters fighting each other or anything like that, I always opt for the Nopon coins, because that's what I use them on. I use them to try and keep everybody relatively the same level when it comes to their classes. So, and that's been working out so far. I've actually used a good deal of Nopon coins already on that, so considering I want to get more as time goes on. And the other thing is that I've been, you know, this is just something from like the previous Xenoblade games to keep in mind. If you're fighting like the elite or unique monsters, make sure you end the battle with a chain attack, because you will get a massive EXP and CP bonus if you end the fight on a chain attack. That's been like accelerating my levels and class learning stuff like way more than anything else, but way more than anything else I've done so far. So keep in mind, if you're struggling, use the chain attacks, because you will get massive EXP and bonuses if you end your fights on chain attacks. And I really haven't had any trouble with learning my classes that way. So, anyway, let's see what this guy is.
Hey, what's this thing?
No idea.
Some kind of junk.
Hey.
Hey.
Who's there?
Hand it over.
Noah, this guy.
I don't even know what it is. Sorry, excuse my cord. My cord is like, my headphones are like going all over the place.
He means business.
Hurry it up.
And by it, you mean this?
Whatever that thing
Why would you ever
is.
hand it over to some knuckle-headed chump like...
Guys, weapons ready.
Yep, we have to beat him up.
Eyes over here!
You're a lifesaver. How about this?
Get through! How about this?
Let me give you a taste.
I'll end it here!
Oh yeah, I got my third fusion art available now.
You'll do this. I'll heal you.
Definitely get more stuff unlocked when you get level 40. Yeah, he evades a lot of stuff.
Come on now.
Stop evading, man.
No escape. Come on now.
Yeah, I know his special does a lot of damage now.
Guy's got skills.
I couldn't give an Arden's ass. He's gonna regret it. Guy needs a lesson.
Just to be sure, there's no chance we could talk this over. Guess we can take that as a no then.
I was clearing my throat, I didn't say no.
Hey, he's running away.
Madman took a dive. Who in the world?
You lot! Identify yourselves!
Kavesi soldiers?
Tell me, have you seen the man in the mask? We've been looking for him.
Wait! They're with a bunch of Agnians. Must be those Ouroboros we've been hearing about.
Traitors to the crown.
Huh? Since when did we ever?
Oh, you think you can talk your way out of a righteous beating? Not today.
Today's really not our day, is it?
Time to give him a thrashing. Oh wait, I have our battle still on. Okay, hold on. I gotta turn that off.
Eyes over here! You can just take out half of it.
Time to end it. Extra! I'll keep up the attack. No good!
Noah. Eyes over here! Wow, thanks. Deploy field!
Time to get cracking.
These demons, after you down! Piling on the damage.
We can do better yet.
I'm done. To punch your lights out.
This takes a half of it. Do it, Kyle. I'll kill you now, sorry.
Extra!
Typhoon field.
There we go! Overboard! Good job, Uni!
Generate supply now.
I'm more than strong enough to punch your lights out.
Retreat! Fall back!
Oh, back! Their levels are too high.
What is with everyone?
Yeah, it's getting kind of ridiculous by this point.
We learned something pretty interesting, though.
Yeah. They said they'd been looking for the man we fought against earlier.
I wonder what happened.
If Kevez is after him, then maybe he wasn't our enemy after all.
That's not necessarily a guarantee. No, I think there's a little flaw in your logic there.
I'll remind you, he did attack us, mate.
Yes, that does make it hard to classify him as an ally. Some kind of deserter, perhaps?
Hey, if he jumped in the river, he'll have been carried downstream. We could try and catch him at the bottom, figure out what's what.
He may yet prove hostile, though.
If he does, then we whack him. And if he doesn't, we listen to what he says. Great plan or what?
Does that qualify as a plan to you? A plan takes forethought and planning. What you did is post hoc rationalize your own...
What do you think?
Let's go and see.
Footprints. Let's see. Oh, footprints are down there. Ooh.
That smarts.
You'll be fine. Okay, maybe we should take the path down from here.
Watch your footing, guys.
Whee! There we go. Come on, jingoistic, whatchamacallit, move.
That smarts.
Alright, where did he go? We have our Witcher vision and we can follow footsteps. Only up to here. I was like, it stopped. Does it do like jumping or something? Did you happen to see a mysterious man? There's the footsteps again. No. I don't care about that.
What's this now?
What's what?
Yeah, let's definitely grab it.
Grab what? Was it trail leading me all the way back to a fortress? No, okay, maybe not quite. Oh, I see him. Found you.
Finally.
You're not getting away this time!
I thought you might track me down. But I didn't think you'd be so kind as to bring me my prize as well.
What?
Bit heedless of you, don't you think? Ouroboros.
Huh? Wait, how does he know about us?
I think everybody knows by now.
Yeah, fishy. What are you all about then?
I don't think I need to answer that.
There were Kavesi troops looking for you.
Come on, throw us the bone here.
Look, we want to talk. If you could just open up a bit. Okay. let's start with names. Ours are...
Don't need them. Stick to the point.
The Kavesi are after you, right? If you tell us what that's about, we...
You'll do what?
Huh?
It's nothing that concerns you.
Right, so if it did concern us, you'd answer. That's something. Are you our enemy? Still keeping mum?
If you stop prying, we'll have no reason for hostilities.
Says the guy who lashed out at us before. Yeah, not buying it.
Oh, for spark's sakes, use your snuffing words! Uni, chill. I hate people who won't say what they mean! Oh, this guy's flipping all my switches! Did you or did you not attack us just because you felt like it? Answer!
It was just a warning. You neither need nor understand that thing that you have there. Don't you stick your necks where they don't belong.
What, so you're going to attack us again to get your hands on it?
I told you clearly. Stop prying, and we won't have to fight.
So you need this thing then?
Well,
So, does that mean you're...
wait. It seems you were followed.
followed? By who?
Them again.
Ha! We found you! I knew you were in cahoots.
What? Stop being wrong!
Now look what you've got us into.
This blunder is entirely on you.
Yeah, he's right. I agree with
But I'll
that.
lend you clean up. Wipe them out.
Hang on, Alevnis, this mother does nothing by halves.
What are you mumbling now, traitors? Not that I care, actually. Get them!
Keep on pelting them.
Yeah, you won.
They sure are persistent.
It might be wise not to linger.
Agreed. It'd be nice not to get wrapped up in any more scuffles.
So why were those lot after you anyway?
Is it because of his sparkling personality?
Perhaps so.
Oh, so now you acknowledge it.
You can hold on to that.
You mean...
That shard from earlier? So you don't need it after all?
I never said that. But I can't be bothered trying to convince you.
Right, because talking to people is just such a chore.
In time, you will discover its purpose. But if you were to abuse it, I may have to dispose of you. It seems you can use your heads, even if just a little. I will choose to trust in my late friend's words.
Gee, that makes us feel a lot better.
I meant what I said.
So now what? What will you do after this? Save your breath, Mio. It's not like he'll answer you anyway.
I have something to take care of.
Oh, so you'll answer her?
Even if it puts soldiers on your trail.
Naturally.
All right, well, that's the end of that then. Your life, your choices, man.
Hey,
What now?
don't die, you lot.
Huh?
If you need me, you can call me. I'll assist.
That's rich coming from a guy that just tried to kill us.
It was a warning. And a small test.
What's this crap now? Honestly, I don't get this dude.
I simply followed my friend's request.
And your friend, that'd be who?
When you say you'll help us, we can just take you at your word.
Either way, I can't have the bearers of that thing running around unsupervised.
Doesn't exactly inspire confidence. But hey, he's strong, so that's something.
That's an awfully kind offer there, mister, but we don't even know what to call you. About time we got a name, don't you think?
My name is Just yell
No,
into
hey,
the wind
stop
and I
right
will
there.
come.
Your name, Sparky, spill it!
Gray. Call me Gray.
What was that guy's deal?
Stuff if I know. Although he didn't look like a bad... I guess he kind of did look like a bad guy, huh?
There does seem to be more to this story than we've seen so far.
Just no fighting him again, please.
Yeah, seconded. Punching his kind's not even all that satisfying.
Grey, huh?
And an odd triangular shard.
If you have to call me something, call me Gray.
Call me Gray. Call me Alright, so Uni can use his class. He's an attacker. Cool. Gray.
I'll hit him, and then I'm gonna hit him again. Dark Banner! Dead set!
Yeah. Punch. He has E for attacks.
Superstorm!
Yeah, why don't we go with that setup? And let's see.
Sure, I can lend you a hand.
Let's have Gray join us. Oh, by the way, if you want your characters to learn the other classes from these heroes, the important thing to remember is that I think the character themselves has to actually be in your party. Since I don't have Ethel in my party right now because she's unavailable, so I haven't been able to learn her class for the other characters yet. But I have learned Valdi's class for everybody else, so I probably won't be able to expand on Ethel's class to everybody until she is available again. So that's how I point that out. So cool. We have...
Leave it to me. It's already getting dark.
We have guns. We have the power of guns. Alright. So let's go... Let's go this way. Behold the power of guns. I don't know if I can actually go this way yet or not, but I'm gonna take a look. Is the game letting me go this way? It's letting me go this way.
Look!
Oh, Mimi! That's Kyrie from Colony Gamma.
What? Friend of yours?
Yes,
But the story will have to wait.
Okay, let's give her a hand.
Another hero quest.
Shall we deal with this?
Yes. Accept the fight. What are we doing? Come on.
You okay? You're not hurt?
Me?
Me?
Mio! You're in one piece. Thank you so much for saving me. I'm so glad you're alive.
Yes, yes. No need to get so excited.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'll calm down. Deep breaths.
What are you doing here, Kyrie? Colony Gamma is...
Oh, well, actually...
You got separated from your unit again.
I'm so sorry. I just have no sense of direction at all. Never change, Kyrie.
She's interesting, isn't she?
Interesting. A pain in the neck. Same difference, I suppose.
So, Mio, those other people...
Don't worry about them. They're my friends, and they helped save you.
Ah, so they did. Thanks again, Mio.
Why, thanks, Mio. Well, the rest of us are Moo Steak.
Leave it. That's just Kyrie. Mio, let's hurry back to the colony. I bet the commander will be pleased to see you too.
Yeah, about that. Can I have a quick word?
Of course. What about?
This is an odd question, but... Well, how do we look to you?
Ah.
How do you look? Well, let me see.
You have terrible fashion sense.
Aha! Yep, no good at all. You can't just change your clothes as you please. That's against regulations. Now they suit you so perfectly. I mean, your off-seer outfit suited you to a T as well, but I mean...
Thanks, Kyrie. That's all I needed.
Happy to help.
I just need to discuss something with everyone. Mind waiting?
No problem.
She seems in her right mind anyway. No glowing iris.
Just classic Kyrie.
But does this mean we don't look like hostiles to everyone?
Let's not worry about that for now. What should we do with her?
That's the question. I want to take her back to the colony if we can.
But can we?
We can't send her out on her own. It's dangerous, and she'd definitely get lost again.
Fine with me, but would she be okay hanging out with us Kevesi?
It's possible that the commander of Colony Gamma would hear us out. At least, he isn't the type to turn around and capture people without warning.
Can we trust him?
Better than the consul. Trust me on that.
If both of you are willing to go that far, then he seems worth meeting.
Thank you. If anything happens, I'll do everything I can to keep you all safe, I promise. Thanks for waiting. Let's go, Kyrie.
Ready, Mio? Always nice to see a new face.
Alright, so we get to go to Colony Gamma now.
There you go. New colony data.
So I can explore the rest of this area now, finally. Unveil the map.
Better not spill any of this. Hey, this one means business.
Come here! I got something for you!
Thanks for the support. Got
Break!
the pressure.
Okay.
What am I gonna do? Make me yawn myself to death?
Yes. Yawn to death. I guess we're going up that way. So this should take us like up into Ormot's neck, I think.
Husks, is it?
Whoosh, did you say something?
We can't leave it like this.
I wonder if there's a hero ability that let me walk up the sand. Okay, fine, whatever. I can't get that. Ooh. Well, here we are, Colony Gamma.
Hop, hop, hop.
Okay, well we didn't attack on sight, so maybe that's a good sign.
Ow! Just part of the protocol, innit?
Wait here. I'll go ahead and tell everyone.
Tell everyone.
No, Kyrie, just wait. Hey guys, Mio's come back. Tyon and Senna too.
Welcome back!
We were so worried about you guys.
Good job sticking it out, Senna. We were pretty sure you were dead.
Foots, why'd you have to be so snarky about everything?
All of you. I'm so glad you're okay.
Mio, it's been so long.
Hmm? Wait, are those actual tears? Uni?
Snuff it, you big dummy.
Oh, there you are, Teach.
Mio, Senna, Tyon. It's wonderful to see you again.
I'm truly sorry, Commander Teach. We never meant to...
The details can wait till later. I'm sure you'd appreciate a rest, no? I imagine getting here was by no means a simple task. Am I right?
Yes. We appreciate your concern.
And as for our visitors here, we can make our introductions later. Well then.
You know, I just remember these guys did attack Mio's group when they went back to our colony originally, so I'm like,
He was kind of strange.
changed.
Quiet, but I could feel something threatening in him.
Yeah, are you sure about this? He didn't even question us.
Perhaps he's already worked it out. Decided we're not hostile.
Well, no one's attacked us, which is more than we can say for pretty much every other time.
Mimi, once we're rested up, how about we tour the colony?
Good idea. I want to see how everyone's doing.
And we can show the Kavesi folks around while we're at it. Much obliged. We are just visitors, after all.
I want to have a chat with the soldiers too. There are a couple of things I'm curious to know.
So this is your old colony, Mio. Let's see what kind of place it is.
Always nice to see a new face.
Just going to run recon on the canteen.
I'm gonna run some recon on the canteen. What kind of food do they have?
I'm starving. Got anything I can eat?
They had meat and less lacate with boost gold. Like, okay, fine. We'll learn it. I don't really need... I don't need a gold boost in the game because I have tons of gold already.
Is everyone finished?
Might as well learn it for,
Ooh,
no,
a new
no.
recipe. Can't wait. Just part of the protocol, innit?
Let's keep things on a tight loop.
Ah, naturally, as soon as you get back, you want to see what's been going on. Well, let's cut to a chase. Has anyone else come back besides us? I'm afraid not. Just you. The soldiers who were on the front line are still MIA. I see. That whole operation is riddled with weird stuff, though. I asked the commander for the particulars, but it's all classified. He couldn't say. Don't suppose you know anything about it, Tyon? Sorry, no. The Allied soldiers who attacked us, all missing. Fates unknown. What if it's like Hackett? If they... Huh.
Always nice to see a new face.
Okay, so the soldiers who did attack Millio and her group are missing in action. Alright. I guess that kind of explains that. Hi, Millio. Do you need something? Kyrie, while we were away, nothing strange happened, did it? Not that I can think of. Just training as normal and... Oh, actually... Something happened? A monster showed up. Monster? What? So apparently this monster showed up at the site where you vanished. The frontliners sent word, but we lost contact right after that. And because you vanished as well, everyone just kind of assumed whatever it was had got you. Even just remembering it freaks me out all over again. Oh, but you're back safe and sound, so I guess there was no monster after all. Right, yes. At least, not that we saw. Right, I'm so glad. Monster? Surely it couldn't be... Surely it couldn't be Mr. Wildride. Whoa, it isn't Millio, Tyon, and little Senna. Watch your tone. Why am I the only one you're rude to? Forget about that. How about facing me in a little mock combat? Recently all we've been doing is standing by, so I'm getting soft. Stand by is an important duty. Don't complain. Don't patronize me. I want to go to the front for once. I want to rack up some points in combat. Maybe become commander one day. Like, why was Snuffer Base still treating us like reserves? As if this were the time for it. Now we lost most of our experienced personnel. There's only us left to do what needs doing. Huh? You lost them? That's right. Vanished without a trace. More mysteries.
Always nice to see a new face. Together now.
I'm pretty sure Senna could lift this by herself. Sure.
Come to uni. You know, you've got to take regular breaks.
Alright, team meeting.
About that thing.
What are we gonna do here?
Looks like our friends are doing just fine, Mimi.
Seems so.
Still, there's a lot fewer soldiers here than I expected.
A lot of the soldiers employed on that mission haven't come back yet. No one knows what became of them.
The mission where we became Ouroboros, yeah?
I dare say that's the one.
Sorry. Should have kept my mouth shut.
No, you didn't do anything wrong, Uni.
All the soldiers left in the colony are newbies, with no combat experience. Right now they've been ordered to stand by as a reserve force, far from the front lines.
A good thing, too. That's what saved Kari and others' lives. Plus, they didn't get to learn the truth about us and the world. But...
Ugh. It doesn't sit well with me to pretend like everything's fine, though.
Mio, would you mind talking to this commander of yours, Teach?
about what?
Everything. Tell him thanks for taking us in, no questions asked.
Now look, I know I said he was trustworthy, but...
No, Noah's right. I was planning on telling him everything anyway, and if we're gonna talk, we may as well lay it all out sooner than later. We can't just expect people to trust us while we hide the truth like this.
Yeah, makes more sense than staying and hiding.
Right.
The commander will understand, I know it. He's crazy harsh.
He didn't look it.
Sometimes ignorance is bliss.
Alright. Let's go talk to him. Yeah, we still got a flame clock to destroy.
Ah, how is everything? If you still need to rest, then...
Commander, there's something else I'd like to discuss with you.
Of course. You don't look like you've come to just deliver a report. Then, shall we relocate? That should be more convenient for you.
Yes, that would be helpful, thank you.
Ah, yes. I know a good place nearby. Let's talk there.
What?
Commander, please. We don't need to go there.
It has a beautiful view, and a particular peacefulness about it.
How lovely. I'd love to see it.
This is bad. This is all going south.
Or are we being taken to the torture chamber in the sky?
It's just a change of place. I don't get what the problem is.
We'll regret this.
I'd rather not delay, but unfortunately I have some work left to do here. Wait for me next to the training ground. I'll meet you as soon as I can.
Very well. We'll see you there.
They were outstanding soldiers. I'd go so far as to say they were the pride of Agnes. So, now they're traitors. People are mysteries. You can never really understand them. Don't you agree?
Mr. Pink.
But I'm the commander. I can't let my personal feelings get in the way of my duty. I will deal with them. You can leave the matter with me. We can't afford to ignore anything that might do our very world harm. Sorry to have kept you waiting. So, shall we head out?
Yeah. So is this good place of yours far?
I'd say reasonably near. But the road is poorly maintained and slopes a lot. It might not be an easy journey.
Oh, great. Now I'm totally sold.
It all depends on how you walk it. Once you get the hang of it, it's just like strolling through a field of flowers. If you don't mind, I can explain on the way.
Yes, explain.
Well, in that case...
Sounds great.
If it's reasonably close by.
We'd better get ready.
Teacher temporarily joined the party. Okay, cool.
Hey, so what's this good place you were talking about?
Alright, hold on a second. I need to take a short break here. Alright, in a second. Alrighty, I have returned. Alright, so let's see what... Let's see, Mr. Teach is in the team right now. What does he have? Looks like an attacker.
Hey, so what's this good place you were talking about?
I can hardly spoil the surprise now, can I? Trust me, it'll be worth the wait.
I'm guessing I have to go this way. Mr. Teach wishes to teach us the ways of combat.
It's another thing to see it for yourself, eh?
So this is the Apparently that's the remains of Gormot's head up there. It is a nice view from up here.
This way, everyone.
You can teach me how to walk up the
Watch
sand?
your step.
Because that would be awesome.
Right. This is where it gets real. First, imagine a stake. The stake is hammered into the ground so deep that it becomes one with the earth. Now take that feeling, and that's how you're going to take each step. Your feet are the stakes in this case.
Oh, I guess No, I don't get it.
That's all you need to know for now. You'll pick the rest up as you go.
It's free walking. Yay.
Keep that up, everyone. You've all good heads on your shoulders.
Awesome.
This is strictly first term level stuff for us.
Oh, there's Kavesi up here.
It's already getting dark.
Was that your plan, Teach?
I wonder what's around here.
Are we there yet?
About halfway now. Not long to go.
We have very different ideas of what not long means.
Come on, people! This is why you need to lift more weights.
Senna, you know you can't hone your endurance just by lifting weights.
Oh, are you sure?
The key to training is working the whole body rather than focusing too much on any one exercise. I'm sure it's not a problem now, but keep it up and you'll wear yourself out.
Oh, wow. I see.
Not good, though. I believe I already taught you this in the past.
I'm sorry.
Look at you, all calm and cool.
Indeed, because I train properly.
This is harder than I expected.
I said we'd regret this.
The commander is also the colony's instructor, after all. He seems mild-mannered enough at first glance. But new recruits are terrified of him. They'd rather face a battle than his wrath.
Tyon? Are you okay?
You shouldn't slack off on your training, just because you've seen real battle. Whether you live or die on the battlefield is determined by how you face it. That's where it ends. Excuse me. I didn't mean to lecture.
You never change, Commander.
Ah, don't embarrass me.
You really do come across as an instructor.
I'll take that as a compliment.
It's pretty unusual for a commander to be an instructor as well, though.
Probably. In my case, well, there's a lot going on.
So I have a question. This is something I've kind of been wondering about. So when everybody's like created, they have like 10 years. Is that really like enough time to learn to fight and gain experience and be well versed enough to even be like an instructor or an effective leader? Because it seems like if they automatically expire at 10 years, that's kind of a waste. So there's not really enough experience and knowledge being passed on to the next generation if it's just 10 years. You can turn experience, but you have to imagine they probably spend most of that 10 years or at least half of it, at least training. Or the other half in actual service, so it's only like 5 in 5 years. So it's not really enough time to be considered experienced at all. At least from what I see, so kind of a weird system they have going on in this society.
What do you mean by that?
Just what I said. Anyway, break time's over. Let's crack on.
Don't say that.
If memory serves, somewhere we can rest. Let's take a breather.
I'm just gonna lie here, and you can't stop me.
Okay, good as new.
I don't think I can craft any new gems yet. Let me see. Nope. No save.
Just part of the protocol, innit? Break time's over.
Not far now. Perseverance, people.
I'll show you perseverance.
Transcendent Retreat. Okay.
This is...
Quite the view. Probably better in the daytime.
What do you think? A good place, isn't it? It's peaceful, invigorating, a place to quiet your mind. Even the war between Agnes and Keves feels a world away from here, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
I assume you know about the state of Colony Gamma.
Yes, that's actually what I wanted to...
Then I can tell you that you don't have to, Mio.
What do you...
Don't you get it yet? I mean that I'm going to deal with you here and now.
What? But you...
Purging the traitor Ouroboros from our ranks is a matter of the highest priority. I am the commander of Colony Gamma. I cannot shirk this duty. Do you understand?
What? That you lured us out here to do us in? Yeah, I'm up to speed, thanks.
No one in the colony will learn what you are. Understand that the fact I'm not doing this in public is a sign of my respect for you.
But, Commander, wait! Please, just listen!
What would be the point? Words blur truth and lies so easily.
Commander! Ah, we've got no choice.
I guess we gotta beat him up.
Face your deaths with honor.
There's 7 of us against 1 of you.
The time has come. Have conviction, Neo, lest you be the one to die.
No escape!
You won't get away! Let me give you a taste! Come here! I got something for you!
Wow, thanks!
Break splitter!
I have it here!
Found strength!
Christ's sake! We can't take him down and he's just one guy.
I thought we were doing pretty good against him.
I knew he had stamina, but this is...
You too display impressive power. But it's that power which is the cause of everything that's gone wrong, threatening the lives of others as well as yourselves.
No, you've got it wrong.
No, this isn't something that only concerns you. This power is a maelstrom that surrounds the world. A maelstrom eventually becomes a raging torrent that swallows lives without mercy. If you really know what's going on in Colony Gamma, then you must understand this.
That's...
So, tell me, Mio. Was it the power of becoming an Ouroboros that drove you to the other side? Were you reduced to merely one part of a maelstrom?
No, you're wrong.
And what precisely am I wrong about?
Everything?
We became Ouroboros by pure chance. But we thought that with such power we'd be able to do more.
Ha! Do what?
Keep the world alive. Find new ways to use our lives for... I don't know. I can't put it into words. But that's what we want to use it for. That's all I'm sure of.
Very pretty words.
We can only go forward. We want to find a way that doesn't involve sacrificing lives.
Looks like I've misjudged.
What?
Well, you've heard for yourself. I don't believe they are traitors. In my capacity as commander, I judge them not deserving of death.
And who are you speaking to?
Are you in agreement, Consul?
The Consul's here.
So this is where you are hiding.
What a lovely fiction. Bravo. The fact remains. Ouroboros will destroy the world.
Ouroboros.
But that's just one possibility. Still, people can change. I choose to believe them.
Like the old you?
Yes, I had no will, no resolution, only shame. But they aren't me. They will walk a different path.
You shall persist, no matter what.
You gave me a chance to fix it. I have an obligation. So let's stop doing things your way. Let's end that here.
Very well. Then I shall make you and the traitors recant your folly. With the power of Mobius.
Music time.
Commander!
Right, you lot. Time to walk the walk. Prove that this power leads to light.
We will! Eyes over here!
Okay, Neo. Show me what you've got. How about this?
I want to lean forward. For this.
Enemy's broken away from me. Come here! I got something for you!
Withstand this!
Eat this!
Come on, Sandy!
I can help you.
We'll keep them in check! Eyes over here! Thanks for the support!
Give it up! me give you a taste! Eat this!
I'll end it here! Come on now, let's do it, Tyon! Gonna knock you into next week!
Your destiny is to be
I'll show you!
Right on you!
A fusion of our strength!
Just one!
Surely you aren't commending.
I'll show you!
I'll end it here!
More where that came from!
Give it up!
No good!
Let me give you a
Just
taste!
one! Hey! Come on now!
Let's try on the pressure!
Now we show.
Just one!
A fusion of our strength! Give it up!
I'll end it here! Hey! No good!
I need you, Mia!
More where that came from!
Buffalo!
Your destiny is to be destroyed here!
It's all coming together! Eat this!
Hey! How about this?
Time to win out the big gun! Feeling that white hot punch!
How about this?
Going in! Let me give you a taste! We're near our limit!
Alright.
Let up an attack!
Chain attack.
Ends here, G. Prepare yourself.
All right! I'll lead! Above and beyond!
Do.
Right, let's follow up.
This isn't the end!
Cool.
How about something like this? Too right to pick mine. Allow me.
I'll follow your lead! How about this?
Bravo.
Any last words?
That did a lot of damage.
Hit them where they least expect.
They have an idea in mind.
I used my thinking eye, coming right up!
And get first dibs. I can follow that up.
How about this? We can go all night!
Command, we...
Not yet, Mio.
What?
It's not over yet. There's one thing you still have to do, isn't there?
Kill the flame clock.
There is.
Let's go back to the colony and decide our next steps from there. Let's head back to Colony Gamma. You know what you have to do, yes?
Of course. I planned on it.
It's the very thing we must do. But first, I want to get this.
Here's a goodie.
I wonder if we can get all the way up in there. You know, it kind of looks like you should be able to explore up inside of there somewhere. Yeah, we'll just ignore because I see people there. Alright, it's time.
Here we go!
Agnes did not like that.
Commander, you knew from the start.
Not at all. I was serious, Mio. I was ready to die to take you down.
So what you mean is you were testing us?
Such power can drive people mad. I needed to be sure about you. I needed to know that you hadn't fallen into the trap of being enthralled by power, that you had retained your own will.
So that's why you had to try to kill us for real?
Determining the true nature of power is a kind of power in itself. That's how I do things.
You're surprisingly violent.
But just one slip and you'd be...
I once got to see how power can destroy a person up close. I knew a soldier who was lost in it and lost to it. I don't want to see that happen to you, nor does anyone in the colony. It was no choice at all to put my life on the line to prevent it.
You're right that being in Ouroboros comes with huge power, but it's full of danger too.
Yeah, but we're fine. We use it right, so...
The reason I became an instructor was to teach people how to confront power. But there was always a niggling doubt at the back of my mind. That people are at heart stupid creatures that power makes a mockery of.
That's...
But if you were to ask me whether I still thought that way, I'd say no.
So you have hope?
I do. Now that I've crossed blades with you, I understand. So, the Maelstrom hasn't become a raging torrent, but a clear, strong current.
Commander, If that's what you think, then I'd like you to come with us.
Oh. And may I ask why?
Join the team.
I want you to see with your own eyes that your faith in us isn't misplaced. You want something from us. More than just words, right?
Yes. The stream becomes the flow of life itself, bringing change and upheaval to the world. And you want me to be the one to watch over your futures. That's it, isn't it?
Yes. Well, something like that.
Okay then. I'll do it. I accept the job. But what have those of you from Kevas to say on this matter?
I guess we're cool with it.
Of course.
The more the merrier, especially if they're as strong as you.
Fine by me. Assuming we never have to fight it out like this again.
Well, that all depends on how well you train, doesn't it?
We have been training very well.
Ugh, why?
I was only joking. Before I forget, Mio, I'd like to ask you a favor in return for this.
Anything.
Thank you. I'll run through the particulars later. Oh wait, I actually know a very good place for talking. It's just...
Yeah, I think I'll pass on that part.
Yeah, we'll pass on that. Cool.
I'm not much, but I will assist you however possible.
Cheech has joined Team Ouroboros. And Neo can use his class, okay. Oh, he's a healer.
Now we know things. You said you wanted to talk.
That's correct. Let's discuss our next steps.
Leave the healing to me.
I feel like he's mostly ether attacks. Not really a healer so much. He's kind of like an ether attacker class. Interesting.
We could do with some food. Let's lay out the facts.
So, Teach, what's this favor you wanted to ask? Okay, I'm just going to come out and say it. I want to know if you consider teaching the newbies in Colony Gamma. In an instructional capability. Colony Gamma's flame clock was broken by your hand, Ouroboros. The conflict between Kivis and Agnes continues. If things get more violent, then my newbies are going to need to be proficient in battle if they're going to survive. Anyone ask Kevesi crew to teach them what we know? Yes, that's why I asked you. The training will be all the more meaningful coming from you. So there's an extra dimension to this. Yes, if you teach them, you'll become the model for them to emulate. You want them to emulate us. Kiwis is supposed to be our implacable enemy, living only to bring Agnes down. But you overturned those biases, and came to an understanding among yourselves. So I want them to take you as their role models and shake up their ideas. You want them to relax their aggression and wariness towards Kiwis. Having such strong feelings with nowhere to vent from is going to eventually drive people to fight over nothing. I think it's vital to teach them this, to keep them away from war. I understand. In that case, we'll be only too happy to help out. I gotta say, this is my first ever teaching job. Where should we start? Yeah. Don't worry about that. I'll support you through the beginner program. First, I'll post the news that you've been made teachers, along with your personal histories on the colony bulletin board. Based on the bulletin board posting, the soldiers will decide who they want to learn from. An unusual method, letting the students choose the teacher. Right, this method emphasizes their independence. But if you do it this way, surely everyone will just choose Millio. Not at all. The new recruits are genuinely curious about all of you. Guess we'll find out. Let's give it a go. I've never taught anything either. I'll do my best not to let you down. You know, I believe it, coming from you. Thank you so much for helping me out with this. Now go out there and lead these newbies into a new future. We have become...
Alright, let's get going.
We have now become the teacher. Look at our glorious portraits. Alright. This is just a side quest. I don't know really if I should be doing this. So I kind of want to continue with the hero quest. So, I'm sure there's a lot of side quest stuff I can do here, which would be interesting, maybe, or not, I don't know, but... I would like to move on with the hero quest. Let's go to... Oh, so we were like all the way up here. Okay. Alright, we need to figure out what's going on with Colony 4. So let's go here. I don't have all night to do these quests.
It's good to keep a record.
I'm expecting that we'll get Xeon in a party if I go this way. And take on Colony 4. I mean, 9.
Noah!
Got you! Well coordinated, but ineffective.
Hey, it's you.
Oh no!
Fuck's sake! Xeon!
You lose yourself to emotion. Some special forces you are.
You shut your trap! What a joke!
You consider me the joke, do you? Really now?
Hey, isn't he?
Yeah. He's our friend. From Colony 9.
That's where you're wrong. You're traitors. You're no friends of mine.
Xeon, just listen! We don't want to...
Drop it, Uni. Negotiation doesn't appear to be on the table.
We fight.
Mimi.
Arrest the turncoats!
So we have to fight.
I had hoped to have a chance to meet you.
Why did you come back away from me? Let me give you a break! It's more than that! I'll spice you up! Keep your eyes on. Gotcha!
More where that came from! Don't let up! Circle them!
Will do.
Why did you come back? For you? Thanks! No. Enemy drinking away from me! What? Harry! Whoa! Give it up!
No escape! One!
Come here! I got something for you!
Thanks for the support!
More where that
I'm
came
not
from!
gonna let you get away with this! Then you need to
Give it down! Enemy's broken away from me!
This one for Moamba!
This is your fault, Adrian.
No more talk! Hard on you! Moamba believes in you! You dirt!
Time to win out the big show!
No mercy for traitors! You won't get away!
Withstand this!
No good! I'm serious!
No. Why?
Commander, please respond.
What's wrong?
Enemy attack! Agnian forces!
Wonder what's going on.
Commander?
Yes. I'm thinking.
Hey, what did you just say? Xeon's the commander now.
Does that mean the old one...
There was a change of command. Someone had to take the fall for the traitors.
They even dropped our colony rank. We've been so pressed for food we had to venture out this far. All because of you.
Wow. Crap.
Go back! We'll take care of things here.
I can't allow that.
You just got your asses
get going
kicked.
already. The Agnian battalion. They're using terrain to cover their approach, am I right?
How do you know that?
I'm well aware that you don't trust me, I'm just speaking aloud here. We'll intercept the enemy troops, engage them while they're still advancing. They won't get their hands on the colony. You retreat and shore up your defenses.
What are you really after here? Why is it you're fighting?
We're both in very different positions now. But that doesn't have to mean everything's changed between us. Oh, well done. A voice of reason. Come off it.
Wait. Change of plans. We're bringing them back to the colony.
What? Why?
You're handing them into the consul.
No. I'm integrating them into our force as the vanguard.
We're fighting with them. Moamba died because of them.
We're up against a whole battalion. Hardly the time for us to be picky. It's also possible that Ouroboros have instigated this attack themselves.
Ugh, you can't be serious.
You know exactly how serious I am.
Fire and sparks.
Hold up. Let's do as he says.
What? Why should we?
Just play along. We'll be better able to help protect Colony 9 if we're part of the plan.
Plans?
If you say so.
You have good friends.
One day I'm gonna crack that thick bonce of yours and really see what makes you tick.
I look forward to it. You lot head back and update Kite on the situation. I'll see to these ones. Meet me in command.
As you say.
You said not everything's changed between us. Your words no longer have merit. So let's judge where your allegiance lies by way of your actions.
I understand. We won't let you down.
Xeon has joined the party.
Don't make any sudden movements.
And let's see, he is a defender, as I expected. Topple. Okay.
An ether channel. Let's stock up.
Oh, well,
I'll claim the
Xeon
ether
insists you take this.
How's the supervising going, Mr. Commander, sir? 5 by 5?
Yes, thank you. Now zip your mouth and let's move.
So, where exactly are we going? Do we need to go up? Oh, go in here.
I'm impressed. You didn't run away this time.
I'll explain what comes next. The rest of you are dismissed.
Stay cool, Kite.
I'm always cool.
Tell us about Agnes's movements.
Right now, they're assembling their forces on Everblight Plain. They've stopped concealing themselves, which feels like cause for concern enough.
They're confident they have the numbers for a full assault, then? Or perhaps it's a feint.
Or they're just a bunch of dolts who like pretending they have a plan.
I'm not in the mood for jokes right now.
Hey, we need a little levity sometimes. With enough food, we can draw this out. Give the word and we can even launch a raid.
I told you that's not going to happen. It would cost us too many lives.
What then? Our troops are hungry, anxious, and quite frankly, more pissed off by the hour. You leave things like this, and we're going to fall apart by ourselves.
We could just remove their reason for fighting you.
What?
In plain language, please.
If we smashed your flame clock, it would alter the equation.
If you smashed it...
What? Well, now I know you're all jokers.
Do I look like I'm joking?
Kite, biggest joker of all. This why Kite always runner-up in life. No one can take serious with hopeless second-best attitude.
Shut it, Riku. You really know how to hit a man when he's down, don't you? Why are you back here, anyhow? How'd you worm your way back into Xeon's favor?
Meh. No worming performed.
We don't need you here. I've had enough of seeing my friends die, betray me. I can't deal with this dirt anymore.
We feel just the same. Which is why we want to do as much as we possibly can to help. That's why we came back.
Yeah. You're not fooling anybody.
You need not believe them, but they will prove to be an asset.
Huh. So that's it. You're siding with them in the end. You choose Noah over your own lieutenant. Again.
That's not what I'm saying.
Don't you realize how hard I'm trying here? Ugh! Spark this!
I'm so mad.
Sorry. I didn't mean to complicate matters.
On the contrary, was this not your intent? I would have thought you'd be gloating by now.
We can gloat if it makes you feel better. But you can't just judge someone in the heat of the moment.
Whatever you might think, suspicion will be cast upon you. That is all I can say.
Suspicious or not, isn't it about time you tell us this plan of yours? You said we'd prove to be an asset.
I'll continue. Though we have a geographical advantage, our provisions and numbers are limited. That's what the enemy will be banking on. And that's where you come in, as the vanguard.
Our sudden appearance will put a spanner in their works, and that'll give you the edge you need, right?
Seeing Keves and Agnes bods fighting together and tearing up their front line's gonna throw them off their game for sure.
So we've got to fight independently then? Better than being on a leash, I suppose.
You seem to misunderstand. I'm not cutting you loose. You are still being regarded as traitors. Keep in mind that I shall be supervising your every action personally.
Sir, yes sir, Commander, sir.
Do you have to?
Let it go, guys.
I'll send details of the operation to your Iris. The plan will commence at once.
We're on it.
Okay. Where are we going? Oh, we're going this way. Okay. But first we can...
Time to eat then, no?
We can have a snack at the canteen first.
We could do with some food.
What do they have for food, you know? Oh, this gives a CP boost. Awesome, I'll take that.
I'll start, shall I?
Something that's actually useful for once.
Uni's back in action.
Excuse me.
So that's a new recipe then?
Yeah. A good one.
It's good to keep a record.
Nothing left behind? Okay, let's go.
Gotta show Xeon what we're made of.
I expect great things from you, former Special Forces Lance.
You shall see how powerful we have become.
We'll be arriving presently.
Uni? You okay?
Just feeling wistful. This is where we went looking for fortune clovers, isn't it?
Oh yeah! You really made a big deal out of that.
Did not. Just wanted to wish upon one. All the others laughed in my face. Said I'd never find one here. Everyone but you guys and Xeon. You must remember, you're not the kind of guy who makes fun of people when they're trying their hardest. You help people in need. Listen, I know you've been through all sorts of crap, but you don't know the whole story.
Oh, I'm sure. There is no such thing as a traitor who rebels without cause. Be it Kevis or Agnes. You've sent many of my comrades off, Noah. Time and time again, you save the dead, help survivors. Even me. I know you do not make light of people's lives.
So you understand?
I do. But I can never be the friend to you that I once was.
You don't give a setry, do you?
I wasn't talking to you, Lance.
Excuse me?
Maybe we can't go back to the old days. But we can build something new.
Leave your platitudes for after. The battlefield awaits.
Don't worry. We'll win. No one's dying on our watch. Never again.
Except for the ones we fight. Except for Mobius.
Time to move. Stay sharp. If you find anything out of the ordinary, I'll issue the order.
Right.
Those vermin!
Huh? There's a lot of them. This will be a battle of attrition. We can use the terrain for defensive advantage. First, we need to hurt their morale.
Before that, we need to talk. I'll remain here and fight for as long as I stand. That's also part of the plan.
It sounds like a stupid plan.
It will be a grueling fight. I won't have time to be looking out for possible deserters.
Hold on. Are you telling us to find a chance to escape?
I never said that. But this battle should be of little importance to you.
Spark's sake, Xeon. Just how rotten do you think we are?
I see where you're coming from. But we're fighting on our own terms. We'll be seeing this through.
We owe a debt to Colony 9. Maybe it wasn't for very long, but it gave us somewhere to belong.
But not anymore.
Just shut it, you! How hard is it for you to accept someone just wants to do a good deed? Eh? Get a clue!
Lance!
How often does he need telling not to abandon himself to his feelings?
Have you given in?
Still, might as well strike while the iron's hot.
Kill the Agnes people. Oh, they're going that fast.
We can do this!
I'm fit to burst!
Barrett here! I got something for you! You're a lifesaver! Good work! Enemy's broken away from me! Someone's needy! I got something for you! No! Enemy's broken away from me! We can do better yet! Good work!
What?
You're a lifesaver. Enemy's broken away from me. Did you? Someone's needy. You're a lifesaver. What the spark are Ouroboros doing here? I did not sign up for this! Want us to run him down?
We aren't here to kill each other. Pull back now, and we won't pursue you.
I'll bet you won't. Because you'll be dead.
Levnesses.
Always keep your ace in reserve. That's how the game's played.
Don't falter. We have Kite and the others holding the fort.
Yeah, and we'll hold the line here. Whatever it takes.
Hold the line.
Enemy's broken away from me!
No escape!
What? Done already? No. Enemy's broken away from me!
Come on now!
I was stronger.
I'm done.
Squad leader's been hit! Pull back!
Why aren't you following them?
I told you. I don't want needless slaughter.
You're soft, rookie commander. Let me tell you something. You don't win wars while keeping your hands clean. You're gonna learn that. The hard way. You'll see.
I guess we will.
Don't let it get to you.
I wouldn't normally, but in this instance, I'm afraid he struck a chord. I believe I said something similar to you in the past. We were sparring with training swords.
You won in the end.
I did, because you always held back.
That's not true.
You hated the very idea of fighting. That's how it seemed to me. And back then, I thought you'd never survive with that lofty ideal. I was blind. If we don't stand for something greater, strife and conflict will grow ever fiercer. We would end up fighting not for the flame clock, but for our own bloodlust. That is who we are. It was never going to be easy.
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out what's right myself. But there's something I want to change. And to do that, I have to change myself.
Kite and the others pulled through okay. It seems we've averted disaster. For now.
Not quite. There's still unfinished business. Xeon, I want you to understand the things we've seen. The truth about the flame clocks. Just let us explain. After that, we'll let you have the final say.
As you wish. It also saves us an awkward silence on the way back. But don't get your hopes up.
That's fine. Thank you.
I'll round up everyone in the square. But first, to Colony 9.
Kill the flame clock. Kill the flame clock. Nope. No skip travel.
Those ears are quite striking. Do they really grow from a head?
I can tell I'm being watched. He must be very wary of me.
Why are we hearing their thoughts? Would those wings really grow out of your head? I forgot. How do we get into the thing? Oh, wait, the stairs aren't closed off. What? Where are we going? We're going over here. For whatever reason, I can't go normal way over there. I have to go around. Is Mr. Console here? Yep, there he is.
Our heroes return. Good work, Xeon.
Where have you been?
Just watching from the sidelines. And I must say, it was quite a spectacle.
In what way?
Beg pardon. I forget. You drones have no aesthetic sense. Your droll skirmish was one thing. It almost put me to sleep. But this here... Well, I'd say the colony is due a promotion.
I recall no droll skirmish.
The one where these maggots surfaced. Loathsome little worms plotting together with Agnes, then deserting their duty like the cowards they are. Truly disgusting. A disgrace to the colony. And that goes for the ones who croaked for nothing, too. Even calling that droll is a disservice to the word.
Croaked for nothing?
I know you see us as enemies. But this... It's our friends you're talking about. Even Wamba. Back then... How dare you!
Silence, maggots! You must still be tired from fighting. Rejoice then! You will give me great pleasure as I crush you. What do you think you're doing?
The words of an idle man who orders others around. Or the words of rebels who risk their lives for us. Which do you think is worth more?
Silence! This is insubordination. Stupid maggot! Where did he...
Don't you realize?
It's time.
The maggot that feasts on our dead. That would be you.
Madness! You seek death then, Xeon?
We want to live. That is why we fight.
Oh, so everybody's gonna fight him now.
Prepare yourself! Console B!
B. Console Beta.
Why, you? You good-for-nothing imbecile!
All defectors must be eradicated!
Xeon!
Yes. Let's go!
Yes, let's kick his ass.
Villain! You won't have your way!
Give it up! I'm serious! Come on now! What?
No! Enemy's broken away from me!
Hey! What the hell?
They're sparking me yet.
Focus on defense!
He has a grab move.
You won't get away! Cheeky!
No escape!
A fusion of our strength!
Eat this! Let me give you a taste! You won't get away!
Serious!
Get it up!
Hey! Big
Not where I
velvet!
stand!
No escape!
Let me give you a taste! This!
Working on it.
Just watch!
Here and now!
Let me give you a taste!
Come on, we get it. I'll take your dirt now. Sorry,
Eat this!
no
Not
good!
where I stand! You won't get away!
Serious!
Let's pile on the pressure!
Oh yeah! Let me at him!
I need you, Millio! We can do this now! You know where that came from!
Let's do it, Kion. I'll kill you now, Chloe.
On my wall, Ouroboros!
Time to weigh out the victor! Seeing that white hot touch is for the memory of my friend!
Going in! Split up and attack! How's this for a plan? Only!
I'll follow your lead!
Here's the finisher!
You won't get away!
I'll stop you for good!
Even more.
And one for good measure!
I've got an idea! All right!
I get first dibs!
Cool.
Check out what I've got in mind. What I was waiting for. Let's do it!
Yeah, that in between. Oh, Scooby.
Futile, you know.
Just take his mask off.
You won't change anything. You think you have a future? Well, you don't. Only suffering and despair.
Even so, the choice is mine.
Lay things out for me here, Commander. Our consul's a monster. Our flame clock's busted. We still don't have enough food to go round. I have to ask, what's the point of all this?
We succeeded, though not quite the way I'd hoped. Now then, listen.
You can't be serious. Then what? It was all a sham.
So it would appear. For that reason, we need to learn as much as we can. About ourselves. And about the world outside.
Oh! Is that everything? And while eating shoe leather?
We have bunnets. You can eat bunnets.
If need be. Whatever the outcome may be. Only we can change it.
Tasty shoe leather.
I believe that.
We'll help you out too. Not because we're looking for your acceptance, but just so everyone can live. So please, let us further your goal.
I know you still have doubts. But won't you give them a chance?
I confess, I'm still a bit dazed by these developments. But I could let them off.
Yeah, same. The commander's never quite been this insistent. If Mwamba were here, I think he'd have agreed much sooner.
Friends.
Well, I'm still not buying it. The one to make the call should be me. I should decide. Nobody else.
Just you?
I'll prove it. The only one fit to be commander is me. We're gone.
Man, way to go off on one.
Kite, he just worries for the colony. He will come round eventually.
So, what's the word now, boss?
First, I want to solve the food shortage.
What, you mean by taking long hikes? It'll be tough without anything nearby.
That was the case up until now. Myself, I'll try it the other way.
What way?
We'll make fields. Our own food supply. Grown with our own hands.
We'll be farmers.
When he says fields, does he mean like that bit in the textbook?
How do we farm? Nobody taught us how to
When
farm.
food is scarce, one may till the soil and plant glitter radishes.
You always know your stuff.
Obviously.
I see. It was difficult to find time before, since you had to worry about the flame clock.
Yes, but not any longer.
You giving it a go then?
There will be toil, but we'll try.
Then start by observing the vegetation. It's not just soldiers that want to survive out here. You're sure to learn something.
I understand. We'll try that. Oh, and if you're ever in need of my support, just call on me. I'll help.
That's appreciated, but are you really sure?
If you truly want to change something, you must start with the self. I believe you said that.
Still, some folks aren't gonna like you when you're palling around with us lot.
It doesn't matter what they think of me. What truly matters is whether I carry out my duty.
Xeon, you haven't changed at all.
Sarcasm? At this stage?
Not at all. I was just thinking that you're still the same old friend from back then.
You've gained away with words. I see. Perhaps people can change.
Wow, ouch.
You gave us strength. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yay.
I will find it in my heart to trust you.
Xeon has joined Team Ouroboros. And Noah can use them, okay.
Colonize my place makes me feel so calm.
I feel at home again, seeing all these friendly faces.
I'll protect you. Noble taunt! Shield bash!
Okay. Let's see. I got 2 attackers, 2 healers, 3 defenders. Yeah, that's still balanced. Okay.
It's good to keep a record.
Hey, 1 more here added to the roster. Alright, so now we need to go back to Fortis and see what else I can find there. So we got some areas that opened up here now that I can explore. Let me get back to some stuff in Fortis I need to check out now. Let's go stuff that's going to be a little more challenging from this point on. I guess we'll check out what this is. Hopefully it won't be too much out of my league here. I'm going to take a short break here too. Alright, give me a moment. Okay, I'm back. Alright. What do we got now? We need to... over here. And go over here. Alright. It looked like there were some troops over here. I don't know what their deal is. But I guess we will...
It's good to keep a record.
We'll find out.
Leave it to me.
Who should I...
Yes, Uni's the boss.
I guess I'll be Uni. I don't know who to take control of at this point.
Whoa, visitor.
Come here! I got something for you!
Thanks for the support.
Enemy reinforcements!
First wins.
Come here! I got something for you!
Thanks for the support.
Enemy's broken away from me! Come here! I got something for you!
Keep on pelting.
Enemy's broken away from me!
I think I got a little bit of slowdown going on here.
Cheers, you're a gem. I can still do this.
I'll draw them!
Cheers, you're a gem. Don't try to resist.
Let's, well, I can't change targets. I think.
Someone's needy! Maximum focus!
Sometimes brute force is the answer. Advance cooldown.
Enemy's broken away from me! We have a big gun! You ain't ready for this! That's how it is! No balls!
White slam!
Feeling good!
It's power. We can do
That's
this.
how it is, huh?
Feel it in my bones. Everyone healed out. No complaints.
You're a lifesaver.
Hold on tight!
White slam. The heat is up.
Time to get a little more.
Oh yeah, let me out! Shield bash!
Pressure drop. Demise drop.
I need you, Mio.
Keep on pelting them.
I don't know how you do it, Payan.
Go.
Hammer.
Advance cooldown. Celestial
Strike!
Bounding and
No way we can lose.
let's flatten these fools. Not fast.
Dark bash.
Bounding and
Okay, we're close enough.
smash you in.
I've got an idea.
How's this for a plan?
Too right to pick mine. Allow me. I can follow that up. I'll keep pelting them.
How about this?
Any last words?
Cool.
I might have the answer. Great! Everyone get ready. I get first dibs.
I'm with you.
I'm with you. No holding back.
One more for the road.
Information about Billy.
Hang of this. Really?
You just don't. Woohoo!
Okay, I don't know what that was for.
Like a rare thing?
Well, we have that now. Okay. So the next thing, I need to get to this. Now the downside is I gotta go through the cave. I have to go all the way back through this cave to get back over there. This one right
so
here.
sad to see a place with no arable land.
That's the sad part. Okay.
So this is the Millio trick cave. It has these trick doors in it, which are really not that hard to figure out. So I already solved them, so we're just gonna prance our way through here. Let's see, we need to go this way. Yes, I'm hearing a monster battle. I think it's above me. Alright, then here we are. Oh, wait. Oh yeah, the door does open. What's going on here? Me, you there. Tell me your thoughts. What thoughts? Thoughts from experiencing masterpieces of Boba. Do these masterpieces happen to be those huge puzzle devices that opened the doors on the way here? Oh, so friends did enjoy. Did you make it so people could enjoy it? Boba did that, to do that. Boba wanted to share moments of excitement and delight with all peoples. Well, excitement is one word for it. That most important thing. But Boba aware that this method unsatisfactory. Boba will give even more thrill and still experience to thrill-seeker friends. Boba has hidden Nopon coinage all over the world, and now Boba wants friends to find them and bring them here. Here's a hint of hiding place. They are in mighty, exciting places. Of course, Boba has also arranged reward system. First bring 15 Nopon coins. Oh, not to forget, his coins of silver that Boba requests. Okay.
Always nice to see a new face.
Well, I happen to have 15 coins already. Right, like this one? Yes. Things of Boba are all dirty. Nopon coins get covered in sand to touch. Once you get Nopon coins to Seek, Seek will reward handsomely.
Always nice to see a new face.
And one command in the world. The device that we came across on the way here, there are more of those around the place. Correct. Challenge for him to solve it found. Okay, so it's like a minigame thing. Magic Wand was bringing Seek up to date. Taking over all Nopon coins, receive dues and place a very busy Magic Wand. I know Nopon coins come in gold and silver. And it's an exchange number of Nopon coins for reward. So then, Seek has prepared reward to bring Nopon coins. So when ready, give Seek a shout.
Huh? Would you believe it?
Here are available
What you got?
Okay, so this is the Nopon coin exchange. I was kind of wondering when I'd come across this. So we can get some special accessories in exchange for the Nopon coins. Okay, so is that going in exchange? Yes, okay. If I have like excess coins, then fine, I'll do that. But I'm kind of using them for class boost right now.
Come to uni.
So I'll probably use those for that. Alright. Alright, so that's what that is. And now we need to go check out Colony Iota. So it'll probably be the last thing I do tonight. Because I'm probably not going to continue with the main quest today. Not going to have time for that. Alright. Let's go see if we can get Alexandria. Because she's the one with the crit rate boost.
Getting kind of hungry here. Just part of the protocol, innit?
Here we go, guys.
I'll follow your lead.
You hit first ring.
Good going, Uni. I'll draw them.
Cheers, you're a gem. Super stall.
Celestial! Keep on pelting them.
Just as planned, Tyon.
Fatal.
Come here. I got something for you.
Thanks for the support.
Overform. I'll draw them.
Wow, thanks.
Come on, Uni. Drop us another. Round one slash. It's something popular. The heat is up.
Here comes the big one.
Just like it should.
Falcon. Swoop. Celestial strike. Overform. Round edge. Glow ring. Multiply on its surrender. But we can do this. You into
I can feel it in my bones.
Variable. Correct. Overform. Falcon. Glow ring.
Protection.
Round.
I'm gathering momentum.
I know. Feeling good. Wide flank. You might want to surrender before we grind you into dust.
You want some more?
Go. Hey, right here. You're on fire, lad. Too fast for you. I need you, Millio. Let's go. Unstoppable.
Hammerhead.
I'm glad
Another
that
notch
was
on my belt.
So this colony is hostile, like the other ones we met. We're probably gonna have to fight our way in here.
No time to play around.
Come here. I got something for you.
Cheers, you're a gem. Cheers, you're a gem.
You can try a little harder. You're on fire, lads. Keep on pelting.
I don't know how you do it.
Variable. Overform. Come on, Uni. Going, Uni.
Not to worry, just stick to the plan.
No more! I got something for you!
Cheers, you're dead.
Enemy's broken away from me.
You got a good AoE attack on this class.
This'll keep me going.
Come here! I got something for you!
Cheers, you're dead.
Tough being popular. Enemy's broken away from me.
And here comes the rest of them.
This'll keep me going.
Enemy's broken away from me.
Cheers, you're dead.
Enemy's broken away from me.
Ooh.
Get got, Judy!
Ah, knocked him down.
Perfect timing.
No more! Out of the way!
Keep climbing on the dam.
I need you, Millio! Take it to them!
Oh. I think we got their attention. Sort of thing. I realized technically I only have like one healer. Because Millio is not really a healer. She's a ether attacker. So only Tyon is my healer right now. So... I may have to put
I'm coming with you.
Volley back in the party for the time being. Just so I can balance the party out a little bit better.
I'm glad we meet again, Ouroboros. So, you've come to pit yourself against insurmountable odds? I admire your courage, at least.
We don't really enjoy being hunted. The hunter's role is more our speed.
Our time is precious. If you insist on barring our way, we'll do what needs to be done, old compatriot or not.
No need for speeches. Now is a time for action. I do hope you came prepared. The traitors will receive my judgment.
Enemy's broken away from me!
No getting past.
The reversal.
You won't get away!
No, thanks for the support.
Let me get you a tank!
Illusion, cheers, you're dead. Luminous illusion. How about this? No getting past.
Eat this!
There's spark in me, Yuri.
I can help you!
And splash.
Hold them off! You won't get away! I'll draw them!
You didn't disappoint. No escape.
I need you, Millio!
Reversal. Come on, give it your best shot.
This dude's got a lot of health. So it's just Alexandria now. Okay. Oh wait, no, there's one other. A little bit more there. That's probably close enough. Take her down. Guess who has? I don't think anybody has brakes. Yes, topple. That didn't matter. Oh, that's not an attack. Look, Tuli. Oh, that toppled her. Good.
very hard.
Leave it to uni.
I've got an idea. All right.
I'm with you.
How about this? This isn't the end. Give it up.
Me losing. It can't be.
Phew. Made it through that somehow.
How many times are we going to have to do this?
I was just about to say that.
Console E.
A console.
Looked like the one we beat up already before.
Manners, Kerr, that is Master E to you. I put a lot of effort into developing this drama, and now it's all wasted. Breaking her spirit, then fashioning her in my own image. She ought to have been my masterpiece.
What's the pilot going on about?
Alexandria, my cherished game piece. You should have made it much farther.
Who are you calling a piece? Neither her nor us will ever be what you want us to be.
Oh, of course you will. And of course you will. After all, that's just your role. Very well. I think it's time for a quick rerun. No use for all of these imbecilic side characters.
Alright.
Return to your seats for Act 2. Carnage! The curtain's about to rise! Favorite side characters, you've left my Alexandria shame. You will suffer for your crimes. How?
Come on now!
You won't get away!
Hold them off!
Already let the pathetic little fishes
What?
This can't be happening!
How did I get knocked out like that?
Eat this! You won't get away!
No getting home!
I'll show ya! Eat this! This is looking good.
I'll patch you up. Just bear with me.
I need you, Mio! We can do this now! Give it up! You won't get away! Give it up!
Just one!
Give it up!
I'll end it here! You're in free now! Ha! I can still do this! You're pushing yourself out of the
Whoa.
way!
Why are you facing me?
Uni, come on! It's too early to rest! Was I taking a dirt nap?
Tanks, do your job. Jesus.
Enemy's broken up. Time to win out the big gun! How about this?
Impossible!
Something special for you! You're in for it now! Yeah! Time to really go for it! Millio. Can't stand around all day.
Let me give you a test!
You're going on my watch. I'll end it here.
More where that came from!
Just one.
Eat this!
Not getting far. I'll end it here.
Nothing going.
Just one.
Impossible! Time to win the big gun! You ain't ready for this! Eat this!
How about this? You're in for it now. Not getting far.
I need you, Mia! How about this? Unstoppable!
How about this?
More where that came from!
Just one.
I'll show you! You won't
Not
get
getting
away!
far.
I can do an infinite whenever! Impossible! Let me give you a taste!
I'm serious. I think we might win this.
You won't get away! Why won't you accept? I'll show you!
I'll end it here. Come on now.
There's spark in me yet!
I'll heal you. Together.
I need you, Mia! We can do this now! Let me give you a
Still
taste!
do this.
Stay back for now!
How about this?
Give it up!
You're in for it now.
Let me give you a taste!
Whoa.
Nothing going.
I'll end it here. Let's do it, Tyon.
Eat this!
Fuck now, mate. How about this?
Hold on tight!
Split up and whack her.
Do it now.
I figured out a pattern. I just thought of a great idea. Yippee! Allow me.
More where that came from!
Here's the finisher.
You won't get away!
Even more.
And one for good measure. Gonna dish out as much as I can.
Observe my strategy. I'll make this work.
I get first dibs.
I'll follow your lead. How about this? Again.
I might have the answer. Leave it to uni. Leave it to right to pick mine.
Well, I guess it's only Uni.
Allow me.
Here. The applause are so rapturous.
Everyone all right?
Yeah, more or less.
For now, but all this fighting really takes its toll on you.
Oh, really? That's not how it looked from where I was standing.
You weren't standing, you were laying down.
It was impressive the way you beat him. And a big help, too.
Wait, what's she saying?
Dame Alex! I'm putting my foot down. Only boring run-of-the-mill plans from now on. This one gave me anxiety.
I said I was sorry. Don't cry.
So it all went down according to your calculations?
Our goal was the defeat of the Consul and to be released from his control. Though it was a long acquaintance we had, at least until we uncovered that lie of his.
What was he lying about?
It's a long story. But anyway, making an enemy of the Consul would have been a big gamble for us too. So to weigh the risk, we had to figure out just how strong you lot actually were.
So you used your friends and colony as bait. You thought if we were strong enough to deal with you all, we could stand up to the Consul too.
You seem bitter about it.
But there must have been another way. Dispatch a scouting party or...
Oh, come on. We'd all reach homecoming before we got anywhere like that.
Sure, but see how much it cost you. It's not worth the sacrifices.
There is no victory without sacrifice. If you fight according to those musty old textbooks, you'll always be too slow. You're an old-fashioned man, aren't you, Tyon?
What?
Old-fashioned?
Dame Alex, I don't think they'll respond well to that line of exposition. Only Ouroboros can destroy our flame clock. Shouldn't we consider asking for their help instead of riding them up like this?
Apparently word is getting around that we can destroy flame clocks, and people are okay with that.
I'm not riling up anyone. Just some gentle teasing among friends.
Dame Alex doesn't actually believe the ends justify the means. You'll understand if you look closely at the colony and how things are here.
What do you think?
Might be good to look around before we enter into any partnerships.
What if that's exactly what she wants you to think?
Let's cross that bridge when we get to it. For now, I'd like to trust her. She was quite open with us this far.
Good grief. How did softies like you even survive this long?
Dame Alex?
I'm sorry. I admit I may have crossed a line. We'll have time to say goodbye to the old girl later. Come along. I'll show you how we fight here.
Huh. Would you believe it?
Well, I don't care where your Lena's at, Andy, but where's the canteen? Food! Want to show us a bunch of boxes?
Got another one.
Levinus repair parts?
We got them, but no means of transport. Usual route goes the long way round.
No, there's a colony we could route through. Those cylinders, we'll manage.
We can add 2 days. We can make it on time.
Prioritize speed. Start with light goods.
That's the list there. I'll forward it on too.
What do you know? They're really pro at that.
they're not just regular soldiers. More like they're all officers.
We're reading the flow of goods to learn of the war. It's a very flat hierarchy here, you'll find.
Using a minimum of people to achieve maximum results. That's the way we like to fight. Of all the colonies in Ionios, we're a bit extreme in the way we use the cards. Pretty special, right?
You mean the cards in the iris?
Yes. They tell us what's needed as of right now, and it's an easy and efficient tool.
But soldiers' wills and skills, on the other hand.
Feeling useful makes you confident. Confidence teaches a soldier pride. Pride binds the team, fosters productivity, and leads a colony to victory. Right?
As a result, we can invest ourselves in more research, and it takes us a step beyond.
A step beyond?
Well, I did propose them. It's quite basic.
Wait, the Collectopedia cards, you made them?
The castle folk developed them. All I did was to issue the request through the console.
Meaning you made a deal with the castle? Surely that's not...
I didn't do it lightly. It was necessary. Doing the same as everyone around you, it's always the same outcome. Following the playbook to the letter is hardly a strategy.
And so I'm old-fashioned?
You're not mad this time?
I realized there was no ill will. We fight when we're confident. You and I think we're the same in that regard. I'm getting the impression that something must have changed you.
Thank the previous commander for that. He was a rash type, like this big one.
It winds you up, doesn't it? I get what you mean.
Oi, what the spark?
No matter what happens, you fight to keep everyone alive. And that's what makes a colony. All right, Alexandria. I understand you now.
Do you think we'll be useful?
Yes.
Doesn't matter.
Yes, you'll be
I don't
useful.
see people that way.
Oh.
Time to head back. We've unfinished business.
That's right. Time is precious.
Must it be raining? There's the canteen. Canteen.
Something smells tasty.
Food. Oh, he won't let me eat yours yet? Oh, food. Okay, whatever.
Just part of the protocol, innit?
Oh yeah, we
all
still
that's
gotta
left
do
is to
this.
Smash it, yeah?
Yes. That way, Colony Iota will be free.
I'll be honest, I'm not 100% on board with how you played this. I don't appreciate being manipulated.
I'm sorry about tricking you before. I really do regret it.
Yeah? What's to say you're not tricking us even now?
Insolence!
I'm sorry about lands, but I would like to know what exactly your goal is here.
When you think about rules, you have to realize that they are closely entangled with the intentions of whoever set them. I don't suppose you'll believe me, but I just want to see what life's like outside of those confines.
No. I believe you. From everything you've told us, I can see how serious you are.
Thank you. And I'm counting on you. Let's keep it on the straight and narrow from now on.
Interesting choice of words.
Lands?
No, it's fine. I'm sure she's got nothing else left to hide now anyway.
Love?
She's still hiding stuff.
Dame Alex?
No, I've got this. I'm not as old as I might seem, so I don't quite have the authority you might think yet.
You don't... Wait. Which term are you in?
Sixth?
What?
I guess that makes her 16.
Shut up. You cannot be 6th term.
Hush! Not so loud.
I thought for sure we were the same term. You just have this dignity about you.
I work really hard for that, you know. Some colonies plan surprise attacks if they work out the timing of when the next generation of soldiers rolls over. And also, well, you know, reasons.
What reasons?
Dame Alex thinks she looks too young, so she likes to put on a touch of cosmetics to give her features extra character.
That was not public information.
You were just gonna leave them all guessing otherwise.
Not really what I expected.
Well, that's your fault for assuming, isn't it? Having presence is important for a commander.
This might be going over my head, but it sounds like a struggle.
For your information, the only ones who know this are my team chiefs and Chickadee. This is one secret I expect you to take with you unto homecoming.
We understand. We won't tell anyone.
Okay. Shall we do the thing?
Here we go!
Watch out for that big piece below. Then, oh, we didn't kill anybody with that.
If you have my back, I've got yours.
Alexandria has joined Team Ouroboros. And Tyon can use her. Okay. Damage increase of each critical hit. Sounds good. Oh. Wrong thing. Oh, what? Is there a party? Is this? I'm guessing this is side quest content. Yeah, side quest.
Judging by those supplies, I would expect Philly to be there.
Shall we go have a look then? Huh. Would you believe it?
Didn't we beat Philly's ass already? Let's see, Tyan's almost done with learning all these stuff here. Yeah, this has got some good skills here. Yeah, this is all about crit damage and crit hits. Yeah, she's right here. I guess we can do this from here. Okay, I want to go to...
Don't you think it's about time for a meal?
Yes, I want to see what kind of food they have here.
I'm starving. Got anything I can eat?
What do they have here? Gives you enemy gold boost, yeah.
Been waiting for this.
Not that I really need that, but add it to the list.
This has me raring to go.
If it's food related, I'm there. Just part of the protocol, innit?
Let's move out.
Alright, before we get too caught up in side quest stuff here. Yeah. Let's see if I can get up here. Hopefully this won't trigger the end of the chapter. We can climb up here now.
Check it out!
Are they fighting each other?
Okay, I guess we are. I want those no pawn coins.
Gonna blast them into next week.
We can do it, no doubt about it.
Come here! I got something for you.
This will keep you going.
We're unstoppable with you around, Senna.
Hey, get a load of this. We should be able to climb up with that.
More turkeys fighting up there.
Yippee! Rock climbing. This should make for a great workout.
Sure. Let's stay on the lookout for more walls to climb, yeah?
The precipice of judgment.
Time for a climb.
Is this, like, a rare thing?
Yeah, there's more birds fighting each other up here.
Gonna blast them into next week. I'm ready. Let's do it. My little mermaid.
I'll draw them.
How thoughtful.
No. Enemy's broken away from me.
Keep climbing on the damage. Senna, love to see it.
I'll draw them.
This'll keep me going.
What's another? The heat is off.
Now we're cruising. Stop. That was spectacular.
And I was the MVP.
MVP.
You're all thinking it.
Huh?
That's a...
What in the world is this device for?
Yeah, it's a line device. Can't do that yet. There's again more fighting going on.
Whoa, check this place out.
A new location. Nicely done. Just part of the protocol, innit?
Alright, let's see what's going on over here. Maybe it's just a new area. Yep, it's just a new area. More places for me to explore. Raybell Tableland.
That's funny. I'd never noticed that before.
Oh, do they not have armors where you're from?
Yeah, I meant getting old. Is that what that is?
It's called getting old, this.
That smaller Armu over there. It starts little, but grows over time. Becomes like the bigger one. All the creatures do it. But we never change that much.
Ah.
It's such a basic fact. So why haven't we realized it before?
Movie theater.
Realization leads to hope, which in due time turns to despair. The significance of the stasis is driven ever deeper within.
A moment in time, a sublime experience. That brilliance, it shines ascendant over all else.
That's why it takes so much frickin' work. Working stinks.
They all learn sooner or later. They learn how priceless it was, how grossly irreplaceable. The eclipse grows near.
The eclipse.
They get along nice. Must be good friends.
It's funny. Just looking at these guys, it puts your mind at ease. Is it an effect of becoming Ouroboros?
Good question. Still, I think I could get used to this.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Let's see, next destination's over here.
Just part of the protocol, innit?
See where that is here.
It just popped out of the ground and then dropped something.
Something so valuable here.
Merculite. Let's see. Alright. Walking into it.
Did you find something?
No. Just brings me back a bit. It reminded me of someone.
Oh, yeah?
Flashback.
What is this?
A Sophronia.
I know that, but I've never seen one in such full bloom before.
It's special.
Huh? So, why give this to me?
It's a treasure of mine. I'd like to go back someday, to where this was taken. It's a dream I have. Not that I have all that much time to spare. But soon.
She was the one who taught me strategy, who taught me how to fight using the Mondo. Sorry.
Not to worry.
But why? Why did she show me that picture?
I suppose she wanted to share it with you. The memory.
Is that why she...
You know, it's not unheard of.
Huh?
Loading. No.
These soldiers. Tyon. These are your targets, sir.
Yeah? You'll handle it, right?
And it's because they're consorting with enemy soldiers. If that's so, shouldn't we question them first?
You're a hell of a stickler, aren't you? I could just go and do it the K way.
I could just force you.
Forget it. There's just no zest. This time, I'm gonna take a different angle.
Consul?
Let's do this, Izzard.
You're gonna transform right here.
Go on, spill it for me. Give me all your feelings deep inside.
Sweet, let's poke around.
Okay, the next thing is going to be over here, so I guess that gives me a little bit of room to explore up here. And explore back in the other area too. Alright, I'm going to stop here. This will be a good place to stop for tonight.
Just part of the protocol, innit?
Alright. Alright. Getting closer to the end of Chapter 3 here, I assume. I'm gonna have a showdown with Izzard and whatever this console is. I don't remember which one it is. So yeah, we got several heroes now, so I can mess around with the classes a little bit more now. So, yeah. Productive stream today. Anyway, thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time. I will try to continue with STO either tomorrow or Saturday. So, that's it for tonight. Take care. Bye-bye.